All right, good morning, everybody. We are going to start working on our stretching and our mobility, and we're going to just go ahead and start with our feet hip width apart. We're going to start with toe lifts. We are going to do half of the class up and then half of the class down on the floor, and we're actually going to start up and then head down to the floor for a couple of sequences, and then we will come back up to do a couple of standing sequences. Let's lift our heels, so right and then left. So one of the sequences is our deep squat sequence, and I know that deep squats are a challenge for a few people. So you are welcome to roll up a mat underneath your underneath your heels, and that will help with your deep squats. Or you can choose to sit in a chair or on a very low stool that will elevate your hips, make it a little bit easier for you to get into a deep squat, and that's an option for you as well. So we're going to take our right leg, we're going to do heel and toe. So we're just going to do a little bit of a hip opener. So not a full swing like we normally do. If you want to do a swing, you absolutely can. We're just going to start working on a little single leg balance and then just heel toe. It's 2 and 1, and we're going to switch sides. So standing tall, heel and toe. So think about lifting the toe up towards the ceiling in the front and then pointing your toe and lifting the heel in the back. Good. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it in. We're going to stand nice and tall, and we're just going to start to do a nice march. So think about bracing your core a little bit, using those hip flexors. And we're going to lift and lift. Good. 4, 3, 2, and 1. And now hamstring curls. So again, we're just going to think about trying to bend our knee, kick ourselves in the backside. Good. 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're going to bring it in. We're just going to tap it side to side, and we're going to start to incorporate a little upper body. Reach that arm across. A little bit of a stretch of the back. Good. 4, 3, 2. Now we're going to tap it to the side, reach it up and overhead, add in a little bit of a side bend. I always feel this class on Friday mornings. Like I always feel this one, especially these exercises, getting the upper body going. Here's 2 and 1. Bring it into the center, feet hip width apart, toes pointing forwards. And we're just going to do nice, good hip circles. Good. Let's change direction. So circle back and around. Bring it into the center. We're going to pivot on our heels from our hips so that we're a little duck-footed. Now we're going to do the same thing, good hip circles. Change direction. Good. Let's bring it in, rotate from the hips, pivot on the heels. Try to get your thighs and your knees to talk to each other, and then we're going to do hip circles again. Good. Let's change direction. And this is the direction and the position where I just feel very awkward. Good. Let's bring it into the center, feet hip width apart again, toes pointing forwards. We're going to reach our arms back. One hand grabs the other. We're going to lengthen, and we're going to just hinge forwards, and then we're going to stand up nice and tall. So when we do our hinge, we don't want to round our back and bring our shoulders closer together in the front. We want to think about pull the shoulders down and back into your back pocket in the back. push the hips back like you're going to touch the wall behind you. Soften your knees. And then we're going to just do a little hinge forwards. And your goal is maybe parallel to the floor. You don't have to go head below your heart. You don't have to go way down. So we're starting to work on a little bit of hamstring and glute here. Good, one more. And bring it all the way up. We're going to stand nice and tall, heel down, toe up. Nice, good hip circles. Good, and then change direction. Sorry, the cat is attacking the chair for some unknown reason. Good, let's switch sides. I guess it offended her. Heel down, toe up. Nice, good circles. And change direction. Good, bring it into the center, feet hip width apart, arms up, and we're just gonna open and then close. Here's 4, 3, 2, and last one, each side. Rotate the shoulders, thumbs pointing forwards, palms facing in. We're gonna roll the shoulders up, back, and down in your back pocket. Good, 2, and 1, shoulders down to ear to shoulder, side to side. Good, 2 more, 2, and 1. Bring the head up, and now we're gonna look to the right, and we're gonna look to the left. Four, 3, 2, 1. Bring it in the center, shoulders down. We're going to brace our core, tuck our ribs under a little, palms facing in. We're going to lift it up into an I or a Y and then back down. So we want to try to keep the arms straight and think about lifting and retracting our shoulder blades a little bit down and back. So instead of lifting up and reaching our shoulders up towards the ceiling, I still want you to think about pulling them down a little bit. They are going to lift. We just want to try to keep them relaxed the best we can. And we want to try not to bend the elbows as we do this. So I want you to try to keep your elbows as straight as you can. And it's okay if maybe you have one side that goes up, one side that stays down, or maybe you have to stop here because that's what your shoulders will let you do. Good. We're going to do one more. And then down and bring it in. And we're just going to circle our wrists today. And then we're going to change direction. And last one we're going to do before we get started is a loose fist and then spread the fingers nice and wide. And if your hands are very stiff this morning, that's actually very common to be more stiff in the morning due to all the fluid buildup in your joints. So start with small movements. And when we do our loose fist, we don't want to forget about our thumbs. So a lot of times our thumbs hurt, so we do our fingers, but we need to cross the thumbs over. And we want to cross them on top of your fingers. So we don't want to do thumbs first and then squeeze your thumbs. You want thumbs to be on top, on the outside of your fist. Here's 2 and 1. Good. And then just do a little shake out today. So you can shake out the hands a little. You can shake the water off of your feet. Let it all wiggle and jiggle. Grab a quick drink of water, and then we're going to head down to the floor. We're going to be in a half kneeling position. If that's not comfortable for you to be on your knees, you can either put something underneath your knee. You can roll up your mat and put it below your knee so that your knee is elevated off the ground, or you can stay in a standing position, in a lunge position. It's just going to be a little bit different and a little more challenging if you are in a standing position, but it is completely doable. So we're going to start with our half kneeling position. So I keep my front ankle about under my front knee. So instead of starting with it way back, we're going to start ankle under your knee. And all we're going to do to start is we're just going to squeeze the glute, do a little tuck, and then relax. And I know it's kind of hard to see, but it's just a very small tuck. We're not doing a big tuck or a big push or taking the legs forward yet. It's just squeeze your glute and then relax. Squeeze and relax. And as soon as you squeeze your buns, you'll notice that you start to feel a stretch in your hip flexor. Good. We're going to do one more. Now we're going to do our tuck, do our squeeze. We're going to hold this tucked position. And now our front leg, we're going to go forward and we're going to come back. So forward and back. And keep the tuck, keep the squeeze. That's going to focus on stretching your hip flexor. Give your low back a break. Hi. Good morning. She is not normally this needy. Good. Couple more. Here's 2 and 1, and we're going to hold it here. We're going to still hold that tuck, still hold that squeeze. Now we're going to imagine we're in a very narrow hallway, and we're going to tap our hip side to side on the hallway walls. So you don't have to have the hands there, but it's just kind of a little demonstration. It's just keep the tuck, keep the squeeze, and then it's a hip bump and a hip bump. So our upper body stays pretty steady, lower body is pretty steady. Here's 2 and 1, and bring it in. Keep the tuck, keep the squeeze, cross body reach, corner to corner. Good. 2 more. 2 and 1. Keep the tuck, keep the squeeze, little bit of a push forwards. We're going to gently reach the arms up, little bit of a lift. So think about arching from your upper ribs, your middle of your back on up instead of your low back. We're going to reach it forwards and up. 2 and 1. Last exercise we're going to do on this side, if I can do this without squishing the kitty, is we're going to take that front leg and we're going to open it out to the side or towards the corner. We're going to stay nice and tall. We're going to press that knee out very gently. And then you're going to take the back of the hand, press against the inner thigh to open up that inner hip. And then if you're feeling up to it, we're going to add in a nice good side bend, leaning into that leg that's out to the side. In 3, 2, and 1. Bring it in. We're going to switch sides. Miss Marcella. So we're going to start again with our half kneeling position. And we're going to start with the basics. So we're just going to start with the tuck is what I'm going for. So it's just a little tuck and relax. So it's a really small movement. We're focusing on starting to wake up that glute on that side. So we've got that little tuck and squeeze, tuck and squeeze. Good. 3, 2, 1. Hold the tuck, hold the squeeze. Now we're going to just press that front knee forward and then take it back. Front knee forward, take it back. So I really have to focus on keeping everything nice and in alignment. I tend to kind of sink into that back hip just a little bit. And this is another one you're not, you don't have to push your knee way over your toes, or it's not going for distance. It's going for a good stretch. Good. 1 more. Forward and then back. Hold the tuck, hold the squeeze. You're in that narrow hallway and you're just going to do little hip bumps. Just really side to side. I'm definitely feeling it on this side, which is kind of weird because normally it's the other side that I feel it a little bit more. Good. 4, 3, 2, And 1, bring it in, keep the tuck, keep the squeeze, cross body reach, corner to corner. Good. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it in. We're going to keep the tuck, keep the squeeze, a little bit of a push forward of that front knee. And now we're going to reach the arms up, and we want to lift our chest up and forward versus trying to take the back of our head to the floor. So we're trying to arch. Imagine you've got something right underneath your rib cage, and you're going to arch back and over that item. So we're protecting our low back here. 2 and 1. Bring it back. Now we're going to take this leg and we're going to step it out to the side just a little bit. So out to the corner. Again, we keep that tuck, we keep that squeeze. You can press the knee out just a little bit if you would like. Back of the hand is going to press into the inner thigh. Press that leg out, and then if you'd like, we're going to add in that little side bend. So this one's a little bit of a stretch and hold. In 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it in. We're going to go down onto our buns. So we're going to go all the way onto our buns. Give those knees a little bit of a break. Kitty, you are honestly like in the worst spot. 100%. All right, we're going to take the legs a little bit wide. We're going to do our 90-90s. So hands can be by your hips. If you want to make it harder, you do this without holding on. And we're just going to take legs over to one side, and then we're going to take them up and over to the other. So just 90 and then 90. Hi, I know. You kind of picked a bad spot this morning, which seems to be every morning, especially this week. Good. And here's 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's take it all the way over to the right, and we're going to hold it. And if you can do full 90-90, great. I'm going to turn a little bit, so hopefully you can see a little bit better. And we're going to take the hand that's the same side as the front leg, and we're going to kind of put it back by our hip. We're going to take our opposite arm up, and I want you to think about reaching back and through like you're reaching to touch the back of your hip, and then we're going to open again. So it's a little bit of a reach through, kind of an open book in this 90-90 position. So we're going to reach through and then lift. Reach through and then lift. Good. One more. Reach through and then lift. Now we're going to adjust our position a little bit. You can bend the knee a little bit more. We're going to take the back hand nice and close to the hip, and we're going to lift up into kind of a bridge. So we're going to have our shoulder away from our ear. We're going to squeeze our glute, and we're going to lift up, and we're going to kind of push this front hip or this back hip forwards. Nice, good glute squeeze. If you want to add an arm reach, you can. But we're just trying to do a nice, good lift, 2, and 1, and then we're going to go ahead and bring it down. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So we're going to just do our 90-90 over to the other side. I have to be creative. We're going to take our hand kind of back by our hip, try to open as much into a 90-90 as you can. Take that arm up, and we're going to reach through like you're trying to reach for the back of your hip. You've got an itch. You're holding something down on the floor, but you've got an itch, so you're going to see, can I reach my arm back there to scratch that itch? So just a little tripod there. So reach it through. And it's 100% okay if your reach through just gets you a little bit of a turn. Just depends on how your body is feeling today. I feel this right at the top of my pelvis, kind of where all of those back muscles attach. Good. Last one. and bring it up. And now if you need to bend your legs a little bit more, you can. You're going to take that hand, bring it nice and close to your hip, pull the shoulder down away from the ear. We're going to squeeze our glute like we would if we were lifting into a bridge, and we're going to lift it up, and then you can add that arm reach if you'd like. So a little bit of a tripod here. Here's 2 and 1. We're going to bring it down. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to switch it over to the other side, going into our 90-90. And you can adjust your leg position as needed. You're going to turn over this front leg, and you're going to hinge forwards, and you're going to reach it out as far as you can. But now what we're going to do is we're going to start to walk it around like we want to walk it over to the other leg. We're still trying to reach forward as far as we can. And as you start to swing around that back leg, this is kind of our thinker, our back leg is going to start to straighten out, and we're going to walk ourselves around so that we're in kind of this hamstring stretch leg position. So this was our front leg, this was our back one. As we walked around, this one started to swing around, and we're just going to do a nice good hamstring stretch. We're going to lift ourselves up. We're going to take this bent leg and we're going to see, can we turn it the other way? So it can be out to the side, and we're going to lean back a little bit. So again, we're getting a little bit of a hip flexor stretch here. This one may not always feel amazing depending on your legs. So if you need to lean away a little bit, that's perfectly all right. We're going to lean back. Then we're going to sit up tall. We're going to take that leg, bring it back around to our hamstring stretch. We're going to reach it out. We're going to start to walk it back around, reaching. And as we start to walk around, this leg is going to start to kind of turn in. And then we're going to go back into our 90-90. Reach the arms out as far as you can. And then we're just going to sit up nice and tall. And then we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So we're going to start with our 90-90. So you can bend the knees as necessary. Turn over that front leg. And we're going to reach it out. So reach it forwards. And we're going to start to walk ourselves over to the other side. So as you're walking, this back leg is going to start to straighten out. And we're going to walk it around. And as we continue reaching forward, continue walking around, we are now in this hamstring stretch position. Readjust as necessary. Reach the arms out. This one's kind of a little bit of an awkward one, so you get used to it. There's 2 and 1, and we're going to walk ourselves up this back leg that's bent. We're going to try to take it out to the side, have our foot pointing a little bit back behind us, and all we're going to do is lean back. And for some of you, just sitting tall might be a really good stretch. And it's just a little hold. 3, 2, 1. Sit it back up. Bring that leg back around. We're going to reach it forward into that hamstring stretch. And we're going to start to walk ourselves around. And again, as we do, we walk ourselves around. Keep reaching forwards. This leg is going to turn in until we're able to bend the knee. Back to our 90-90. Reach it forwards. And then we're going to bring it all the way back up. Come back into the center, and you can just do a little side-to-side wiggle. We are going to come to a standing position now. So however you would like to come up to standing, no judgments. Take your time. This is your opportunity to grab a quick drink. So if you need to hold on to something or use the wall for a little bit of support, feel free to do so. We're going to stand nice and tall, push the floor away, and we're going to pull our front knee into our chest. If you can grab in front of the knee, great. If you have to grab behind the thigh, that's okay too. If you need to hold onto a wall or you need to do this seated, that's all right. But we want to stand nice and tall versus leaning forwards. Now we're going to carefully grab the ankle or the top of the foot, and we're going to open the thigh back behind you. And we're just going to do a nice, good standing stretch. So this is also opening up your chest and your shoulder. This leg, push that floor away, standing nice and tall. Good. Balance challenge. We're going to bring this leg up in front. I want you to open, step over a garden gate, open sideways into a straddle. And then we're going to bring it up and back over. Take this leg that you just lifted. You're going to take it up and over. We're going to cross our legs. So it's up and over to the other side. Cross your legs. We're going to turn, push that hip out, and we're going to reach for the toes of the back foot. Reach for the toes of the back foot. So we're trying to get a nice, good IT band outer thigh stretch. You do not have to touch your toes. This is another one where dropping your forehead to the floor is going to get a little bit of back. We're really focusing on hip and thigh here. Good. Let's bring it up. Keep the legs crossed. We're going to take the back of the hand into the small of the back or to your bun, shoulders down, and we're just going to squeeze the elbows together in the back, opening your chest and your bicep. In 3, 2, 1, and we're going to release that back foot. We're going to take a bigger step back and then a little bit of a bigger cross behind. I want you to try to get both feet flat on the floor. If you can, it'll help your balance. And then we're going to do a little side bend. So we're lengthening the side of our body from our pinky all the way down to the ankle of that back foot. You might especially feel this again right at the top of your pelvis. In 3, 2, 1, bring it up. Take the feet hip width apart. If you can grab your toes, great. If you can't, hands on the seat of a chair. We're going to squat down. Good neutral spine position. Grab your toes. And then keeping the spine nice and flat, we're going to start to straighten our knees. We don't want to round our spine just to get our legs straight. You can see my legs do not straighten. If this is uncomfortable for you, hands on the seat of a chair will make this a little easier. Good. Squat it down a little bit. Carefully come all the way back up to standing. Take your time. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. So we're going to stand nice and tall, and we're going to pull that knee into the chest. Again, this is one if you need to hold on to something, feel free. We're just going to bring that knee into the chest. You can grab in front of the knee, grab behind the thigh. Seated. This is just a really good balance challenge. Good. Now we're going to grab the top of that foot, and we're going to open the entire thigh back behind you. And again, shoulder down and back. Squeeze the shoulder blade together. We want to try to have our leg opening. We don't want to have it out to the side. We don't want to have it bent, curling in the front. We want to try to be as tall as we can. Shoulder down. Pull this hip in. Good. In 3, 2, and 1. We're going to bring that foot up in front. This is our big step over straddle. And then big step over, bring it in front. Let's cross the leg over to the other side. So we've crossed our legs. We're going to push that hip, or we're going to bring it up. We're going to turn a little bit, push that hip out to the side. Neutral spine, reaching for the toes of the back foot. So what does neutral spine mean? Does not mean arched back, but it also doesn't mean rounded spine just to get closer to the floor. Focus is back leg is pretty straight, pushing that hip out to the side. I feel this much more on this side than I did on the other. Good. Bring it all the way up. We're going to do our bicep stretch. So back of the hand into the small of the back, shoulders down, And then keeping the wrist pretty neutral, we're going to squeeze the elbows together in the back. They're not going to touch. That's okay. Here's 2. And 1. Release, back foot. Bigger step back. Bigger cross behind. Try to get the foot flat. We're going to reach, lean into it. Hi, kitty. I know. So nice, good side bend. In 3, 2, 1. Bring it up. Good. Now we're going to do that reverse toe touch. So again, we're going to squat it down. Place the hands on the chair if you need something elevated, but we're going to reach down. We're going to grab our toes. Keep that neutral spine. We're going to start to straighten our knees. Mine do not go straight. That's okay. In 3, 2, 1. Good. Bend the knees. Bring the head up. Start to come up to a standing position. If you need to pause for a minute before you finish coming up, that's okay. All right, we've got one more sequence. I'm going to have to use dumbbells. So you're going to roll up the edge of your mat, or you're just going to have something that you can roll up and put underneath the heel of your foot or under the toes. So you can just roll up the, no. You can roll up the edge of the mat. This is not playtime, dear. You can roll up the edge of your mat. You can put a couple of dumbbells under there if you need to, but we're going to start by placing our toes or the ball of our foot on that rolled up edge of your mat just to elevate your toes a little bit. Heels down, take a deep breath in. Exhale, and we're going to go down for a forward fold. And you might not go as far or very far, and that's okay. Maybe you get partway down. Knees stay straight. Good. Now bring it all the way up. Now we're going to place the heel on the rolled up part of the mat and the toes are on the floor. Good. Inhale up, big breath. Exhale, again, fold forwards, knees are straight. And you're probably going to notice, hey, I can go farther this way because my heels are elevated. And then carefully bring it up. And now we're just going to do flat foot. Same thing. So I just move over a little bit to the side. Big breath in, toes pointing forwards, flat footed. And then I'm going to reach down towards the floor, a little toe touch. Good. And then I'm going to carefully bring myself all the way up. Now we're going to go into that deep squat sequence. So we're going to go into that deep squat. This is the one where if you struggle getting into the deep squat, roll up your mat and place it under the heels. And we're going to take our heels wide, so probably width of the mat, and then we're going to open the toes out towards the corner. Spine is neutral, and we're going to try to sit back into that squat the best that we can. This is another one, if you're like, I am not doing a deep squat, that's okay. Sit down in a chair, take those knees out wide, try to stay tall. So instead of, dropping forwards, you're just going to sit in a chair, open your knees, your hips, and your toes towards a corner. You're still going to be nice and tall, and then you're going to press the insides or your elbows to the insides of your thighs, shoulders down. And I'm just going to wiggle side to side. And if you're sitting in a chair, you can just kind of press out with your elbows a little bit. I know, honey, you just want to play. And we're just going to wiggle side to side. Good. Now we're going to dig the left elbow into the left inner thigh, and I want you to reach that right arm up like you're going to do an open book, and then switch. So right elbow into the right inner thigh, and we're going to open our book. Good. We're going to do a couple more just like that. So left elbow presses in, open behind you. Right elbow presses, left arm opens. Good. One more on each side. Open, and then open. Good. Now this is the hard part. This is the part that I struggle with a little bit as well. I want you to, can you reach your arms up? So you can start by just reaching the arms forwards. And then we're going to brace our core. Can we lift them up a little bit higher? And then you can bring them back down for a moment. Now this next time we're going to take our arms out, or we're going to take our arms up, and we're going to see, can we stand up? I would say prepare yourself. I always get a little bit dizzy when I do this, so just keep that in mind. Listen to your body. You can reach forward, you can reach the arms up. Deep breath in, and we're going to start to come to a standing position. And then we're going to bring it down. Now I'm starting to get a little dizzy here. It's that change in elevation, especially early in the morning for me. We're going to roll the shoulders up, back, and down. And we're going to take ear to shoulder, side to side. And we're going to bring it in the center. We're just going to take a nice deep breath in, spread the fingers, spread the toes, and exhale. One more time. And out. And you are all done.